I wonder what's in the box. Shall we find out? All right, ready, we're back. And as you can see, we have the Anycubic Kobra S1 combo. That means it comes with the new ACE system, or what most people know the system as an AMS, if you're a Bamboo Labs fan. But this is supposedly being called the Bamboo Killer. Well, we'll see about that. It is a fairly decent printer for its price. This entire thing, this box that comes with the AMS system as well, was only just over $600, which isn't that bad. Took a long while to get here, obviously, because a lot of people jumped up on that deal, who wouldn't. But yeah, we have a box here. We're gonna see what's in it. Let's get this box open. Let's get it apart. Let's get it somewhat assembled, see what we can do, and see if this is worth it. Oh no. Packing material, needs that. Looks like we got some tools. I already know what these are for. We'll see in a minute. And a little manual. A little get start guide. How do we start the process? It even has little QR codes you can scan. We'll get to that when we get to that. First, ooh. We got it out of the packaging, but as you can see, the ACE multicolor system is inside the printer for secure packing. Not a bad choice. So we gotta get this out and get all the other stuff set up, and then we'll see. So the first thing we gotta do, we gotta use our little dandy Allen wrench that came with the little package on top, and you have to remove two different little screws here that are holding the ACE system in. So let's do that. I think it's magnetic. There it goes. We got our little box of goodies. This is all the stuff to hook up the multicolor system. So more styrofoam and more screws. Filming. All right, next we had to get the print head unzip tied. The cardboard taken off. Okay, so we have everything unboxed, we have it unlocked. This is the Core S1, the Kobra S1. Let's just rip that plastic off so we can get a good look of what the Core printer looks like. Then we got the ACE system. This is Anycubic's answer to the AMS, which is the Bamboo Labs version of this, which is their multicolor system. And this little thing, well, you don't have to sit it on top of it, but a lot of people do. They just sit on top. And we get all our bulletin tubes and the smallest amount of filament I think I've ever seen. I don't know what you're printing with that, but no, that's not enough. Might be enough actually, maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. We do have this little box of all kinds of goodies. These are all the hookups to actually make the ACE system work, which feeds 4 different lines into one little brick here so that I can automatically switch between all 4 by retracting filament and retracting filament. And do that with adding these Bowden tubes onto the back. And that's how it gets working. But we're gonna cut to getting that working because that's gonna be a whole nother day of filming. So let's get to that. This was fun unboxing this and getting it set up and running. It's so far really happy with the printer, but we've barely even used it so far, so don't take our word for it just yet. We want to do some more testing and see how it does in the long run. But so far, I think it's pretty good quality for $600 for an entire setup with multicolor. That's an incredible deal. Considering the fact if you get the equivalent from Bamboo Labs, it'll cost you a little over $1,000 for the same setup and not that much different quality. So you can make the difference or the call whether you want to go through Bamboo Labs or Anycubic. I know a lot of people when I've been looking around on the internet about this particular system, there is a lot of negative connotation towards this setup because there's been people that have had a lot of problems. And the only thing I can say to that is that these are some of the first runs coming out of this new printer. There's going to be flaws. We're not saying it's an amazing printer yet, we're saying it's a good printer. I do recommend getting one for the value. It's incredible. And if you want to get into 3D printing and you haven't gotten into 3D printing, don't get this machine. Even though I know Anycubic wouldn't want me to say that, but don't get this machine, get an Ender 3 or an equivalent because you really want to learn the ins and outs of 3D printing, how 3D printing works. When you build a machine, you really get the nuances of how an actual machine works. And I really think most people need that kind of experience. So they understand when problems happen, you know how to fix them. And this printer is amazing, and I've seen some flaws that a lot of people have had, which I'm like, okay, I can fix that in a couple seconds, but I've had a lot of experience with 3D printing, and that's the only reason why. So that's why I'm saying start with smaller printers. Printers you have to build yourself, printers you have to put together, printers you have to really finagle with even to get to run, because you're really gonna learn how the product is actually meant to be used, how it works, and where the flaws are. So, and we are going to be doing one last video with the Ender 3 pretty soon and giving that complete upgrades all the way across the board to finish that thing off, along with a whole aesthetic upgrade. This is a great printer if you're into 3D printing. Definitely go out and get one. It's incredible. In the future, we're going to do a video of long-term use of this printer, how well it's been working out, stuff we've been using, stuff we've been printing with it, because we are going to be doing more builds with 3D printers and making stuff for the channel. So you're going to see more of it, and hopefully this fares out pretty well. So far, I am really impressed with it. So until the next video, happy 3D printing.